We've got a 2009 Up 2.0T. This one's fitted in an A4. It's going to be the same as an A5, a Q5, some of the A6s. This particular job is going to be the rear outlet housing, the rear coolant flange, in the back of the cylinder head. It's tucked down in there. Below the high pressure fuel pump, you can see the heater hose connected to it behind that fuel fitting. An example would be right here on the back of the head. This is the back of the camshaft. The high pressure fuel pump runs on that square lobe. This outlet housing goes right here. Now let's take a look at why I sold this outlet housing for repair. This plastic, and I've already showed this previously, but this is the replace video, is extremely brittle, and you can just take your nail and just etch into it and it just falls apart and turns into mud. And if I wanted to break it, I could easily just push it over. You see, all you have to do is nick it and it just comes apart. So I certainly wouldn't, this is why on some of the older cars, these are, 12 plus years old now on some of the 09s, that got on the showroom floor on 08. So on some of this stuff, it's always been like this with Audis and plastic. You'll go in here to fix something and all you do is just bump something and it just falls apart because everything's hot and brittle. Well, this is one of those parts that we need to proactively replace, because all you would really have to do in this particular scenario is hit a bump and this hose could snap that nipple off. Some of the early ones, or some of the front wheel drive cars, had a nipple coming off this front radiator hose. Now, this hose is also susceptible to coming apart, but not as much as we go here first, and then I've only seen 2 of these go bad so far, so it's something I always look at, but I've got these on hand as well. Now you see these are your heater hoses right here going through the firewall. So we're dealing with this one right underneath the high pressure fuel pump. I'm looking at it right here. Do you see, if I can get the zoom, this metal clip, my thumb is on it. Now, it would be hard to show you the front of it, but I can just roll that metal clip off a little bit like this, and then I can peel it off to the side. Now, you see my hand tucked in here? You have to be extremely careful and probably pretty skilled with your hands to be able to roll your clip off like that. So it's not my fault if you're not talented. So now you need to get in here and just hold this hose right here like this, nice and firmly, and then just give it a tug right there and just pull it straight back. Then look at this one. This is the one, see, it just has a little clip right here. You can just pull it straight out of that, and then it just goes right up here. So this is another example of exactly what you're dealing with. This is the same style clip, only it's miniature. So I don't think I can put my fingers in here because I don't have miniature fingers. But on this particular one, you just have to pull it out of the top with a pick. And that's easy enough. All I have to do is find this little slot in the top middle and just pop it out just a little bit like that. And you can do the same thing with that one over to it's on the side. Then you just wiggle it and pull it back. Then I always like to push the clips back in, because once they're fully seated, it's quick connect. So if you leave them halfway out, it's easy to lose those. If you lose these, you have to get the whole hose. You can't just get these little clips separate. It doesn't matter if this gets broken now, but now we have to get these T30 bolts out on the back here. And they're a little bit tricky to get to. Vacuum solenoid off first. You see, that's what this weird tab thing is. You see these spring-loaded tabs on the side? All we have to do is push those together, and then we can get this little vacuum solenoid off, it's right here. So you just kind of push these tabs and wiggle this solenoid back. Now there is a fragile vacuum hose and nipple on the front and the bottom, so definitely be careful. See, you just push those in, and then preferably with both hands wiggle it loose. I sprayed a little bit of Marvel Mystery Oil on it, and then I put both hands in there and it popped right loose. So it's not necessary to unplug it. See that electrical connector and these vacuum hoses? You can just lay it to the side right here, and then you can just roll it right back into place whenever you put your new fitting on. The only thing holding this flange in now is this top T30 bolt right here that you can see, and then this bottom one down here that you just kind of have to feel for because it's underneath this flap. I could show you, but let's just get the top one first. This is what the top and the bottom bolt will look like from the back. You see that you have the T30 tucked right in there on the side of that nut for the high pressure fuel pump, and then the bottom one is just kind of right underneath that fitting. So just so you can get a representation. You could take this hose off. It has a spring clamp, and that would give you more room to get to it however you prefer. I could use my GoPro for this, but I actually still prefer to use my cell phone a lot. I'm using my Milwaukee ratchet on this particular case, and it looks like I'm gonna need to add an extension on that T30. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna see how long this looks. I said that to say this. Normally I would have my hand free on the other side to grab this bolt. But you see my socket is in there, and it's pretty straight. And it's staying right there, so now I can just follow up with carefully removing it so it doesn't fall into Narnia. I like to set stuff up here, but you might not do that. I just know that in this particular case, there's no chances for anything bad to happen, but it's always best practice is to always just keep stuff on your tool cart. That's just a little pro tip. So do as I say, don't do as I do. Like for instance, it's always best practice is just to have a little tray or box or something like that instead of just putting parts up on the car. Bad habits, bad habits. I'm not gonna teach bad habits. Now, this bottom one, a little bit tricky to get into. Sometimes I like to just grab my tool like this, and it's much easier for me to just kind of fish around in here and then find it. There we go. And then I like to, how am I gonna hold the camera and show you? And then I like to grab my ratchet. You see, once you fish your bit in there, then you can just easily stack your ratchet on the top of it. And then you can get your hand in there and pull that bolt out. Now with everything loose, you just simply stick your hand in here and this is where it comes in just a little bit handy to still have that hose on it, because you have just a little bit more to grip onto. You know, it could break off on you, but remember, you are replacing it. Now let's inspect this one. This one actually does look pretty good. It really does. But you never know until you take it off and inspect it. And the hard part is the labor to take it off. Like for instance, and I stand by this. It's worth it to change it no matter what. And I'm doing other stuff to this one anyway. So for instance, if you don't unbolt it, you won't be able to see that. If you don't pop this hose off, which you could get by just popping this top hose off or this top hose off, you don't see how brittle these sides are. See, I can just dig in there. And then especially if you don't take this hose off, you can't see how brittle that nipple is. This is the most brittle part. So I will be taking this hose off to transfer it, and we'll take a look at it. See, I've got my hose clamp pliers here. Spring clamp pliers to be exact. You slide the spring clamp up, and then most of the time you can just twist this back. Now in this particular case, this one does pass the test, but the hard part was the labor to replace it. Also, constantly I see swollen O-rings on everything in the cooling system, even the hoses. So especially something that's bolted onto the cylinder head, just simply replacing it for the O-ring, even though it doesn't show extensive wear like the other one, is still a good idea, and it's still totally worth it. Everything looks legit. So I've got Marvel Mystery Oil in a bottle here, and this is what I'm starting to use to spray everything down, like lube my O-rings and things like that. It's working really nice. So now you just take it like this and reverse order. You just take it back here. It might be a good idea to get back in here and make sure there's no corrosion or anything. There never usually is. This coolant is really good. I can feel it. It feels perfect. So I'm just gonna plop it into place. Get back in here and just, you can feel it seat flush. And then you follow it up with either your top or bottom bolt. It really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna actually go ahead and put my bottom bolt on here like this with the extension, and I'm gonna do the same thing in reverse order. I'm gonna thumb it all the way in, and I'm gonna take both arms like this and just hug the engine in outie position. And that way I can use this hand right here to hold and support in case anything drops. Started it, and since this is a deal where you just plug it in and it sits flush, then you can go ahead and run your bolt all the way in. Now I'm going to grab my top bolt and bracket that goes on top of it, and I'm going to grab the same way with the socket right here to put it in there and just start it by hand first. And then I'll follow it up with my power tool ever so carefully. So back to outie position. This one goes in between that fuel line and the outlet nipple. So the bracket is a little bit tricky to pop into place. You have to pay attention when you're taking it out. There's a lot of room to work really though. So now we're just gonna simply take that vacuum piece that we pulled out earlier and clip it right back on, clipped right back on. We're gonna take this clip right here put it back on our hose, and then we're gonna clip and then pull back. Every time you clip these hoses in, pull back on them to test them. I'm just gonna put it on like this. And that's why it's so handy to have these clamp pliers. And that's perfect. Now, this just goes underneath the AC line, clips into place. Remember, pull back on it, and then our top clip right here. That part's all done, but now I gotta do a water pump and a timing chain. Subscribe to Naptown Tuner. There's the new shiny plastic outlet housing back there. Might not have been needed, but it's a good little insurance policy. Now it's new and you don't have to worry about it.